Here we are, and I'm crowned by the three graces, the Greek goddesses of mythology, which really personify the feminine principle, which is all about grace and beauty and charm, generosity, reciprocity, joy, friendship, and goodwill towards each other. And another quality that I want to talk about today that we don't often associate with the feminine principle, but it is something to cultivate and value, and that is resilience. Now, people will always say about me, from what I've gone through in my life, how resilient I am. In fact, they often say, how do you come back from these things that have happened to you? Well, I look at emotions of all kinds as being a gift. We're in these bodies, we have a lot of things that happen to us in life, and it's just part of living, the ups and the downs, the unexpected stuff. And we have emotions to alert us to things about ourselves, and also the pleasures of having emotions, the joy, those beautiful pleasure emotions, the bliss, the contentment, the peace, as opposed to, the painful ones that we'd rather not experience. But it's those painful ones that it's like the philosopher's stone. They sharpen, they polish these qualities within ourselves. They build character. They build internal strength. This is why we have them. This is why we go through these things. Now, of course, we all have events and memories that we can recall where there's been betrayals, and disappointments, deep hurts, frustration, pain associated with perhaps, these betrayals where we've put our trust in somebody, and we haven't had the discernment that often is cultivated through going through these events that then allow us to reflect on where we haven't been honest with ourselves in our own emotional well-being and how we interact with people. And these are all learning experiences, because as we go through life, instead of seeing these things, and particularly loss, resilience is really a quality that comes about through the alchemizing of loss into a gift, not as a catastrophe. Because if we dwell on the catastrophe side, we're not going to be polished and learn from it, but also see the gift in it. There's not one person I've worked with, and people who've gone through enormous losses, particularly with family members and children, because this has occurred to me. And in hindsight, as time has gone by, they've all said what an incredible gift that this loss has been, even though it's not something they would have wanted to bring on themselves, but it's changed the trajectory of their life. It's made them a better person. It's built character, inner strength that's invaluable. It's brought them peace. It's brought them purpose in ways they would never, ever have acquired if they had not gone through this loss. So this is what builds resilience. And for a lot of young people, and I am working with a lot of young people, because they are finding they cannot bring up this resilient way of handling something. And I said, this is what life teaches us as we navigate these things. But never let life push you down and dwell in these crushing events that can happen to us. We have to know that we have an enormous reservoir of internal strength that's going to build our character. It's going to make us more discerning. It's going to change the choices we make. Instead of being angry about something or shamed about something, and turning these feelings inward towards ourselves, which creates internal toxicity and illness ultimately. So if you make it your goal to cultivate resilience, and when life does hit you with some things that were so unexpected and totally out of your control, then know that you have what it takes within you to overcome these things, to come out a better person. And each time you do this, it builds on itself. You become stronger. You become unbreakable. You become unshakable because you get more anchored in that strength that you have built, cultivated, and protected as you've gone through these experiences in your life. So I want to pass this on to you today because, like I said, a lot of younger people I speak with just feel flattened and despondent and crushed by life these days. And if you can just remember that you have this amazing ability to bounce back better than you ever were after a perceived catastrophe, and you can turn that into a gift, because it is, then you will be the better person for it. All right, thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.